Okay, g'day guys, welcome back. Doing another sort of tutorial slash guide for newer players. Now, obviously we're at the tail end of the 6th anniversary. I think it ends in like 2 days. So a lot of new players have jumped in and they're looking to, awaken the new Dokkan Fest exclusive units that they've pulled, like Vegeta here or Goku. Now, if you don't have a whole lot of units, obviously being a brand new player, you're going to struggle to sort of form a cohesive team. Fortunately though, the game itself does provide you with, let's just pretend we're going to awaken UI Goku, let's say you got really lucky and you pulled him. The game does provide you with a team that you see on the right hand side, the left hand side there, in the Team Bardock. They are a free to play team that you can farm all the way up to Rainbow and fully awaken them without using any other resources. To sort of show you the event, this is on the Dokkan Wiki, so jump on here and have a look if you like. There is one unit to farm each day. Borgos is Monday, depending on your location obviously. Tora is Tuesday, Fascia is Wednesday, Bardock is Thursday, and Shugesu is Friday. And all of them are open for just their hidden potential you can't farm the units, but you can farm their potential system on the weekends as well. So jump in. It's probably also a good way to sort of get you in the rhythm of what day is what. So like AGL day is Monday, so that's when you'll see all the AGL Dokkan events open and the AGL potential growth stages open. Tuesdays tech is Wednesday, etc, etc. So yeah, jump on. So I'm recording this on the weekend, so I actually can't show you through my account. They're all in the portable memories at the moment. But yeah, you want to go through each day and farm each one. You want 10 copies so that you can train them into each other and raise them up to SA10. Then you want to go through and obviously awaken all their potential nodes here. Once you've rainbowed all of them, you will get a copy of the LR Team Bardock. Having a team like this as well is a good way to sort of teach you the different mechanics of the game, and what obviously Team Bardock leads Team Bardock, as you'd probably imagine. But yeah, go through and awaken them. What I'm going to do now, unfortunately though, this is probably going to highlight a massive flaw in the game at the moment, is how bad the friend system is. So I'm going to take this transforming Vegeta as a friend because he leads pure Saiyans, which they all are. Unfortunately though, Vegeta himself is not on Team Bardock. If I go back to the friends, I won't be able to find any Team Bardock friend leaders, unfortunately. They're just, no one on the category is available to run, so I'm just going to run a pure Saiyans leader for the time being. I'm just taking very basic support items. We're just going to go in and we're going to see if we can clear the UI Goku stage at 25 stamina with Team Bardock. I personally go for the awakening medals if I can through here, but if you want to go the key route, just to sort of make sure that you're supering every turn, that would probably be ideal, especially for the LR, but again, not the biggest deal, because they'll all link, I think at least 5 out of 7 links with each other. So let's see, I've actually never done this before. So it's also worth going in and reading their passive. Head on over to the Dokkan Wiki to sort of have a read, or you could obviously read in game as well. So Fascia here lowers the enemy's attack and defense when she supers them. She changes key spheres of a random type to Rainbow when there's an ally whose name is Bardock, which is not this turn unfortunately. And she has a high chance of evading enemy attack. So she'll be a good option in slot 1, hoping to dodge. Shugesu here, when you see raises a stat, so raises defense or raises attack without a turn, so sometimes it'll say raise defense for 1 turn, raise defense for 3 turns, etc, etc. If there's no turn counter, it means every single turn they permanently stack that stat. So he will get sturdier and sturdier defensively every time he supers. Both stats 90%, performs a crit when the target enemy is stunned. He stuns himself if the target enemy is sealed. So yeah, I'm not going to go through Vegeta because you may not use him every time. Fortunately though, because he's not getting the full leader, I'll still be able to get him a super attack, which is good. Have a look at the stats. A little bit on the low, I mean obviously it's a free to play team on a 120% leader. See, there you go, she's dodging there. So hopefully we should be okay. I'm actually very curious to see how this goes. Like I said, I've never actually done this before. Obviously if through the hidden potential system that you see, my Shugesu has 15 additional on him. If he supered twice, he would stack his defense twice. So keep that in mind. Oh, Vegeta's double supering as well, just to sort of show off a little bit. Really good unit, this transforming Vegeta, I still think, in the context of what he provides. If you're a new player especially, oh, that is quite a fair bit of damage. Yeah, if you're a new player especially, he'll be a really handy leader for you if you do end up pulling him on a fresh account. Now, Borgos here, medium chance to stun, so he's probably going to be a good partner with Shugesh. If he stuns, then Shugesh will crit. 90%, an extra 30% when facing one enemy, launches an additional super if there's 2 or more enemies, which he won't get off. Bardock seals, so that'll help Shugesh stun. He gets 18% attack per key sphere, so the more key you get, the better. Reduces damage by 10% per Team Bardock, so that'll be basically everyone here. And then Tora stacks both attack and defense. Again, see how it's no turns specification. Then all allies 30% and 2 key. Recovers 10% whenever 70% or less. If there is 5 or more low class warriors on the team, which there is in this scenario. So I'm going to float off Borgos. I'll let you stack there. Now, what we call a unit that gets stronger with this certain amount of orbs, we call them a nuker. Obviously, yeah, that's just the term that the community uses. Speaking of the community, head over to the Reddit /DBZ Dokkan battle. If you've got any questions, everyone over there is willing to help, or you could just throw them in the comments below, and I'm more than happy to help out where I can. He's got his damage reduction, so he won't take much damage. If you're taking double digits or even triple digits, so like 10, 11, 90 damage, or even 100 damage, that's what we call tanking. Any more than that, and that's when you're probably at risk of copping a fair bit of damage if you get supered. Now the LR, greatly, see how it says greatly raises attack for 1 turn? That means it's only for the turn he attacks. It will not stack into the next turn. And he raises, that's on the 12 key, raises allies attack by 30% if he gets a 24 key. He supports both, everyone pretty much here going on. So I might actually let Shugesh keep stacking. Actually, I'm going to do it like this. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. Because we're bringing what's his face over so that he can stun for Shugesh's crit. Now, in terms of how I built the units, and what I mean by that is the hidden potential system that you see on the side there. Obviously, got to be rank 50 to get that, don't you? No, that's Battlefield. I can't remember. But yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say I've built in the most ideal way. I'd probably just go straight up crit so that you're doing that and just chewing through the HP of the enemy as much as possible. But I mean, with the stackers, I like a little bit of extra additional sort of increase my chance of them stacking. Same with the ones that debuff, like lowering attack, like Fasha does. See how she got her additional super, she lowered his attack twice, so if we got supered, we'd take significantly less damage. How are we looking? Pretty good. Pretty good. Obviously, the key, like I said, the key's not really an issue other than Vegeta himself, because he's not on the full leader skill. See how much damage this does. We have type advantage. The enemy being AGL when Tora here is tech, so that's beautiful. We'll be sealing the enemy with Bardock after this anyway. Hadn't had the need to use an item yet, which is good. Yep, and the damage reduction for Bardock is kicking in, which is again very, very handy. How's Vegeta going? Yeah, good. Because he's a Dokkan Fest exclusive, he'll go fine anyway. Okay, so the enemy can't be sealed or stunned, unfortunately. So that's going to nullify his passive ability to crit. Not a big deal, but I mean, annoying nonetheless. A lot of enemies have the chance. See how his defense has gotten higher every single turn? That is because he stacks, as I mentioned earlier. It's a decent attack stat, actually, considering the leader skill and everything. Let's see how much damage this does. I don't think it'll be enough to kill us. pretty good. Considering we'll also heal, I think, next turn 10% because we're under 70 with Tora. And you're up to 1 million. That's pretty solid. And there you go, the crit. That's why you want crit. Obviously, choose through the HP of the enemy. Now we got type advantage there. Yeah, I'm gonna leave Fasha there actually, seeing as she's got type advantage. We'll let Tora keep stacking, and Bardock can just do his thing. Dodge? No. Okay, that's alright. No dodges at all. I wonder if he... I don't think he disables dodging. Some enemies can do that. And there's their additional, so... Looks like he also nullifies the lowering of attack now as well, and defense, by the looks of it, yeah. So you can see the little thing circling on the enemy's card thing at the top, his HP, see how they're all crossed out. You can't really debuff him, unfortunately. Probably should put do not disturb on this so we're clear. Only that and that, so that Vegeta can get a super attack, because he does actually stack his defense. So we might actually want to super with him. This is obviously taking significantly longer than it would once you've got a full category team. This team is relatively weak in the scope of what you can get when you're using summonable units, but that's just the nature of the units they let you farm free to play versus the units they want you to spend stones on. But again, that's kind of the point of what we're doing here, is we're farming these Dokkan events so that we can awaken hopefully the shiny new LR UI Goku that you pulled during the anniversary, or any of the other units. And there's the additional, so we'll stack his defense twice there, which is handy. Beautiful. We'll finish off here. I'll let Tora super. So this is kind of a bit of a conundrum sometimes. Obviously you could just get in a habit of, you know, throwing any unit at the front, but because he permanently stacks, I want him to super more than any of the other units who don't, so that next time he comes around he's got a better attack and defense stat. Oh, it does take a bit of damage though. Yeah, so I'm glad I did that. Final phase. Pardon me, I'm feeling a little bit sniffly. We have type disadvantage with Bardock, but he also has his damage reduction. So I'll do that. I'm hoping that didn't fall the way I wanted it to, but that's okay. We'll just do this. It looks like we'll probably get the Dokkan attack. Shugesha's defense is growing quite rapidly, which is good. And we haven't used any items again either, which is good. Always makes it a little bit more, gives you that little bit more confidence that the team is going to get you through the event, even if luck doesn't go your way all the time with enemy super attacks and whatnot. Probably should have put Team Bardock in the first slot for that Dokkan attack, but it doesn't really matter. Now we will have damage reduction, but type disadvantage, so this still could hurt. Yeah, it did. That's okay though. I think we're safe otherwise. We won't be taking any damage with any of the other units on this turn, but I might just pop a sensu beam. Oh no, we've got plenty of... Oh, it depends if we get super next turn, I guess. Maybe it's worth popping a sensu beam just to get your HP back up. Obviously there's better items than that as well, but it all depends. Alrighty. Yep. Yep, alrighty, it's worked out perfectly for us. Yeah, I'm not going to use an item, because I don't think it'll matter who we get supered with. We should survive, especially with... Oh, by the way, obviously, as you may have noticed, if you get the same type orbs, you heal a little bit of HP. That scales depending on how high your defense is. So, especially for units like Shugesh, who stacks his defense permanently, the more he stacks, the more healing he'll get from the same type orbs. Like, so he essentially becomes a healer the longer the fight goes on. Oh yeah, see if we got super there, that might have stunned. Do that. Didn't bring anything down, that's okay though. Actually, Bardock might cop a shot here. How much is his defense? So okay, so I might just use a sensu beam just so we're full HP. You know, not affecting our defense or anything like that, just to see how we fare. We're nearly finished actually, which is good. And I'm curious to see how much damage Bardock takes here. If he's tanking normals, we would have been... Oh, this will be interesting. This is exactly why I popped the sensitive beam. We're at full HP, so I don't think this will kill. I don't think it would have killed anyway. Oh, it might have come close actually. But yeah, so that's when you want to pop the sensitive beam, just or just an item just to be safe. Obviously, check which items are which. Yeah, Bardock will be... we don't have any same type orbs unfortunately to do some healing, but we should be okay. I'm confident we'll be okay. I might again just pop a sensitive beam just to be on the safe side. Otherwise, if you lose, they'll ask you to use a Dragonstone to continue. I personally don't think that's worth it, but I mean, earlier on when Dragonstones are kind of a plenty, it might be worth it for you. I wouldn't recommend it though. She might take a bit of damage if she gets supered though. Just dodge. Yeah, there you go. She does still dodge. Alright, sweet. Okay, so Vegeta's gonna reach his blue form. It's kind of a rare sight these days, but yeah, I really like this unit. Just to show him off a little bit, he's got plenty of defense. We shouldn't be at risk of dying here. Yeah, he's only got one link, but I'm just gonna... He's a nuking unit as well, by the way. The more orbs he gets, the more damage he does. But we may as well show him off a little bit, watch these animations play through. Because yeah, like I said, it's even at the stage of the game that I am, where I've been playing almost the entire time, you don't get to see this all that often. Still good damage. There you go. He'd obviously do a lot more damage as well and have much higher defense if the LR team Bardock led him as well. But there you go. Clearing the AGL UI Goku stage with the entire free-to-play Team Bardock. You get a couple of links here and there as you go along. But yeah, so I mean, that takes a little bit longer than you'd like, especially once you get a full category team from some of all units. You'll notice how much quicker you fly through these stages. But I mean, it's a full team that you can grind free to play to awaken your shiny new LR if you have LR Goku or whoever it is. Just, I mean, there's little quirks to each Dokkan event, so just keep that in mind if you are running them. Some things might catch you off guard. But yeah, that's the best way to sort of awaken your shiny summonable units. You just have to go through that a few times to farm up to 77 medals or whatever it takes to awaken him. We all have to do it. It's kind of a little bit tedious at times, but it'll get quicker and quicker the better and better your units get. If you have any other requests for tutorials, or if you have any questions or you need a hand, or whatever it is, throw them in the comments below. I'll be more than happy to help out. Cheers guys, enjoy.